This video we going to see about a study of role of arbitrators. Let's we see who is an arbitrator. The arbitrator is a professional who helps the parties in the dispute to arrive at the final harmonious agreement or settlement. He is a person who gives a final arbitral award. First power is power to administer an oath to the parties and witnesses. The arbitrator has the power to administer the oath to the parties and witnesses. If necessary, he also could issue integratives to the parties. There is no express provisions relating to that power being given under the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. It is impliedly said that he acts like a quasi-judicial authority in arbitration. Second power is power to take interim measures. According to Section 17 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, when any party during the arbitration proceedings or at any time after making of the arbitral award may seek the interim measures before the arbitration tribunal. The arbitration tribunal has the power to take an interim measures relating to appointment of guardian for minor or person of unsound mind. For the protection of, first one is interim custody and sale of goods which are subjected to the arbitration agreement. Second one is securing amount which is disputed in the arbitration. Third one is detention, prevention or inspection of any property or thing which is subjected to arbitration. Fourth one is appointment of receiver. Fifth one is such other interim measures is necessary for the eyes of the court. Third power is power to proceed to ex parte. The arbitrator has the power to proceed to ex parte. For example, in the favor of one party, if another party contravenes any provisions of this act. According to Section 25, there are three conditions under which the court may pass an ex parte award. First one is when the claimant fails to communicate his statement of claims in accordance with the Section 23(1) of the Act. Second one is when the respondent fails to communicate his statement of claims in accordance with Section 23(1) of the Act. Third one is when any party fails to appear at the oral hearing or to procedure the document or to procedure the documentary evidence. Fourth one is power to appoint an expert. According to Section 26 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, the arbitrator has the power to appoint one or more expert to report to him on a specific issue if he finds it necessary in any case. The expert must be expertise in matters related to that case. Final power is power to make awards. Power to make awards is the most important power as well as the duty of the arbitrators which is given under the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. The rules applicable in an arbitration proceeding is: first one is in the matter related to international commercial arbitration, the arbitral dispute shall be decided by the parties, but if they fails to decide it, then the arbitrator himself decided the rules which are applicable. Second one is in other matters, the arbitral tribunal shall have to decide the rule which is in accordance with the substantive law. Next we are going to see about duties of an arbitrator. First duty is duty to be independent and impartial. Section 12 and Section 18 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. It is an important duty of an arbitrator that in any arbitration proceedings that he must to have be independent and impartial. By being independent, it means that there is no such personal or professional relationship between the arbitrator or parties which may affect the final judgment. By impartial, it means that the arbitrator should neither favor nor oppose any party and should give equal treatment to both the parties. Second duty is duty to determine the time and place of arbitration. According to Section 20 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, it is a duty of an arbitrator to appoint the time and place of arbitration if the parties have failed to decide it among themselves. But at the time of declaration, the arbitrator must keep in the mind the circumstances including the convenience of the parties. Third duty is duty to disclosure. According to Section 12 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, there is an obligation of an arbitrator to disclose all the relevant facts which are required to be known by the both parties at the time of his first encounter with them. Fourth duty is duty to effectively resolve the dispute. The arbitrators should have to make effective decisions without doing any misconduct. There is no guidelines of misconduct that is given under the Act. The acts which are generally considered as misconduct on the parts of the arbitrators are: first one is fail to comply with the terms that is expressly or impliedly given. Second one is making award that oppose public policy. Third one is to be bribed or corrupt. Fourth one is breach the rule of natural justice. Fifth duty is duty to determine the rule of procedure. According to section 19, the arbitration procedure is not bound by any code of procedure. Earlier, parties are free to agree on the procedure that may be followed by the arbitration tribunal. The arbitrator has all the power to decide the procedure for such a case. This power includes the power to determine the admissibility, relevance, materiality, or weight of any evidence. Final duty is duty to interrupt or correct the award. According to section 33 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, it is a duty of the arbitrator to correct or interrupt the award passed by himself within 30 days from the date of receipt. First one is a party with notice to another party may request arbitration tribunal to correct any error like any typographical, computation, clerical or any other error of similar nature. Second one is a party with a notice to another party may request to interrupt any specific part or parts of the award. I conclude that these powers and duties are the role of arbitrators. Thank you.